Hey everybody, I was just sitting here going over some news and different pieces of information for the Friday's news and letters to the editor, just kind of deciding on exactly what to do. And as I was researching on, at the end of a video I done, I think it was when we went to Brownwood for lunch, and then I was showing the difference in the golf cart trail south of 44 and the ones up here. That video, if you didn't watch all of it, at the very end of that video, there was a little something I read about the villages possibly not being the top seller of new homes, at least in the state of Florida, but I think the United States for the first time at 10 years. They've held that number one seat for 10 years from a planned community down by Sarasota called Lakewood Ranch. I had never heard of it. Well, let me read you a little something here. This is interesting. Remember, Lakewood Ranch, I think I reported that their sales down there so far this year is up 83, I think it was 83% over last year at the same time. That's pretty significant. So I was thinking, maybe me and Sue will take a trip down there and look around. Maybe I'm missing out on something. What do I know, right? And yes, I'll take my cameras with me. So anyway, I'm reading one of these stories here. Remember the rogue realtors that got sued by the village's developer and his companies for not adhering to a no compete clause in a contract they had when they broke off the villages and opened up their own real estate company. I think it was called KD Realties or something like that. Well, it was John Krantz and Christopher Day that did this. Let me read you a little something here. Now remember, Lakewood Ranch in Sarasota sales are up 83% over last year. A federal judge is standing by his earlier decision that a group of real estate representatives who went rogue and tried to sell against the villages owes their former boss $603,700 in attorney fees. U.S. District Judge James Moody Jr. announced his decision on Friday in the lawsuit in which Properties of the Villages Incorporated prevailed over salesman Christopher Day and Jason Krantz, who formed KD Premier Realty with the hopes of altering the real estate sales landscape in Florida's friendliest homes towns. Day and Krantz and their associates had claimed that they were entitled to attorney fees because they believed they prevailed on significant issues in connections with the breach of contract claims. The judge denied the argument. They lost twice. Day Krantz and their associates argued during a 5-day trial earlier this year in federal court in Tampa. Their independent contractor agreements with the villages were not valid for several reasons, including they were treated more like employees than independent contractors. Day and Krantz sent bombshell emails to the entire Properties of the Villages sales force on December 16, 2019, announcing their abrupt departure. When Vice President of Sales Jennifer Parr took the witness stand during the trial, she admitted she had been caught off guard by the sudden exit of two of her top salesmen, both of whom were earning in the neighborhood of $500,000 per year, according to their own testimony. Pretty good paycheck, if you ask me. I have never made that much money in my life. And Sue and I did okay. But I'm not taking that away from them. I'm just saying, $500,000. You can't, who's going to sneeze at that? I wouldn't. The judge has barred Day and Krantz and their associates from real estate transactions in the villages for 18 months. Krantz has moved his real estate venture to the Bradenton, Sarasota area. He announced on his website that he has moved his family to Lakewood Ranch, a community that bumped the villages from the number one ranking as the nation's top-selling master plan community. That little statement right there is kind of off because they haven't bumped anybody nowhere yet because the villages does not post halfway through the season sales activities. They do once at the end of the year. So that could be true, but we don't really know that. During the trial, it was revealed that Day had created an alter ego he referred to as the Selinator. He was writing a motivational book, which he narrated as the Selinator. His www.theselinator.com website is now offline. So I just thought that was interesting that a community that I hadn't heard of course, I'm not in real estate market. I don't sell houses, so I don't keep up with all this. As 83% over last year's sales at the same time that the village's top 2 salesmen that had a real estate company closed down, moved down there, working down there now. And who knows? I mean, I'm not saying one thing or another. I'm just saying, don't you find that interesting? I do. Little tidbit. I'm going to put it out there for Wednesday for you to mull over and come up with your own attitudes. What do you think? Put comments below. Let me know. See you guys on the other side.